Hey, this is Candace. Welcome to day 2 of our forgiveness challenge. So 30 days of forgiveness, where we're learning to release things that have held us back for so long. We're finally just going to release that so that we can get on to the next level of our life and live in our greatness. Today I want to talk about releasing our past. How many times have you been met with, when speaking with friends or even family, members, they always, I guess, remind you of who you used to be. No matter how much you've changed, you're constantly reminded of the person that you used to be. I know for me, it can be very frustrating. It does something to my spirit. It actually makes me feel down. And it gets me to start thinking or questioning, the progress that I've made over my life. It's when having people constantly remind you of who you used to be. For example, years and years ago, of course, I had what most would consider, a quick temper. I was one of those individuals, that would react and ask questions last. I've done so much stuff. From fights, high school, early adulthood. I remember one particular instance where I was just so hot-headed. My sister's boyfriend at the time, had said something about my mom. But, you can't talk about people's moms. And I just remember going over to the guy that I was with at the time. They were at the same house, of course. And I walked in the door. I waved, I said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" And punched him in the face. "See y'all later," and left. And, my mentality back then was, I just had to get it out, no matter what it was. If you said something to me that I didn't like, I was going to hit you, or blow up. And that wasn't good. There was another time where I had gotten into it with a girl over something. It was so small that I can't even remember what it was. It's been that long ago. Or I guess not that important, of course. But I had allowed myself to become so angry with this individual who was in the hospital at the time, mind you. I got my little sister, who was like my ride or die back then. And I had intentions on going to the hospital to beat this girl up. Now, I remember we had pulled off, and in my tainted, thinking at that point, I went back to the house because I was getting a crowbar because I was going to mess this girl up. As I was walking out the house to go get back into my car so that we can go to the hospital and mess this girl up, my mom pulled up, and she asked, "Well, what are you doing? Where are you all going?" So in that second, I did calm down enough to be thankful, that my mom showed up. Because who knows where I would be, right now, if it wasn't for her, intervening. So I thank God for that. But, over the years, of course, I'm far past, I guess, who I used to be. And since moving out of Florida, of course, I have had, I would say, nothing else to do but grow. I got myself out of the environment, that I was in, that caused me to, I guess, think the way that I thought or have me react the way that I reacted. And it was a blessing. It was something that I was fighting in the beginning, but I've come to appreciate it. So much so, when I go home, of course, you do have those people that remind you of who you used to be. Candace, you remember you used to beat, a person's ass? Do you remember you used to do this? Do you remember you used to do that? Are you still punching men? And, but I do have individuals that like my growth. And that'll look at me as if I'm a new person and say, "You know what, Candace? You know what? I love the growth. I love your growth. I love the person, that you are now. You've come such a long way, and I'm proud of you." So, those are the compliments that I value the most. But at the same time, it has me thinking, dog, was I really that bad? Am I having like a slight amnesia? Because I really don't remember being as bad as, you know, people I guess say I was. I probably was, but I've just pushed that, you know, so far behind me. So I forgive myself, of course, you know, of my past and the person that I used to be. And I am so thankful of the person that I've become today. Very loving, caring. I'm a loyal person. Love family and friends, of course. At that point in my life where I want to inspire, and I think my purpose is to really help people. So that's my mission in life now. So maybe someone will draw from this. So my question to you today is, what do you have to forgive yourself of from your past? Leave me a comment, shoot me an email, of course, or inbox me on social media. I want to know. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow for day 3.